Morning everyone, it's Dan the Bike Fairy again. How are you today? Hope you're well and had a good weekend. Today I am going to show you how we do a silver service on a bike. I'm really rubbish at remembering to have a look at before and afters, so I'm going to take you through the process. I'll show you the bike beforehand, time lapse the actual service because it takes about 2.5 to 3 hours. But I will talk through some of the things I'm going to change, and then when it's finished, I'll give you an after video and tell you exactly what has been changed and what hasn't, and maybe some of the reasons why I've done that. And we'll go from there. So, see you in a bit. Bye. So this is a customer's bike. It's a Specialized Vita. It's kind of a hybrid bicycle, and I would safe to say it's sat in a shed for a little while. You can see the chains completely rusted and gone stiff in places, so that's definitely going to need a change. There's no rescuing that. You can see there it's got some stiff links in it coming over the cassette. The cassette I will take off, clean up, see if we need a new one there. That could just be a bit of surface corrosion. You can see a lot of the bolts are rusty, so as we take them off, we will clean them up a bit best we can. The wheels spinning okay, but there's a lot of play in the bearings, so I don't know if you can see that in there, but there is a bit of play. So we'll strip out the bearings and re-grease and readjust those. And we'll have a look at the chain set. It looks okay, just needs a clean. And there's no play in the bottom bracket or in the pedals, so that's good. One of the major problems I've noticed straight off though is this headset, so this is me trying to really pull the handlebars to turn them, and they're really stiff. So you can see at the bottom there's quite a lot of corrosion, so I'm wondering if when we strip that out we'll find something lurking there. All the cables will be getting changed on a silver service anyway. Front wheels spinning freely, doesn't look too bad, and actually doesn't feel like there's too much play. So my main concerns on this one really going to be new chain, new cassette, wheel bearings cleaning, and this headset's probably the biggest worry right now. But we'll see, we'll go from there. And apart from that, I'll put it on a time lapse and we can see how we go about it. First thing I'm going to do is strip the bike down, and you can watch that now. Cheers. So as you can see, everything has stripped out now, ready for me to clean and just check over the frame. As you saw in the time lapse, the headset was like really rusty and it required some gentle persuasion. And then next step will be sift through this pile of bits, some of it rusty, some of it needs cleaning up, and some of it will undoubtedly, unfortunately, need to go in the bin. But most of it will be alright after a good clean up and a bit of de-rusting. The main problem with that headset bearing was the lower bearing, as you can see, is absolutely corroded and stuck solid. It's probably not seen grease in quite a long time, so that will definitely be getting replaced. No rescuing that. And again, the upper headset bearing, which you can sort of see there, is rusty as well. Really strange that this one has a seal bearing on the lower and just a normal sort of caged roller bearings there. So yeah, come back in a bit once I've cleaned everything up, and we can look at then the rebuild in time lapse as well. Probably put a little bit of a time lapse of me cleaning everything as well. The strip down only took about 15 minutes, which is pretty normal. The clean will take about an hour now for everything to be cleaned, and then the rebuild, provided nothing goes wrong, about half an hour to an hour by the time we've got everything adjusted, and that gives us about the 2.5 hour. So here it is, the Specialized Vita bike that we had in earlier. As you can see now, it's all been fully cleaned up. We've put a new chain on it. We didn't put a new cassette because it's cleaned up quite nice, bit of de-rust, bit of a wire brush, and it's fine. It's had new cables throughout, and we've given everything a really good clean up. Polished up the frame best we could. And this, if you remember, had the troublesome headset, but now it's all natural and it's moving freely and great. It just had one new bearing in, cleaned the others up, and then coming around, we've just cleaned all the wheels up, made sure they're all spinning nicely, done all the bearings, and we've made sure all the gears and brakes are working as they should. So that was a silver service. Price for a silver service is £75, and I think you'll agree you pretty much get the bike looking like new again, best we can. A couple of things to think about. Some of the bolts were really rusty, we've cleaned them up best we can. Should we have changed the cassette? Possibly, with all the rust. Could we have changed the brakes because they were rusty? Yes. Some of the bolts really just could have been changed, but like everything, it's not my money to spend, and we have to try and balance between affordability, what the bike's worth, and what the customer actually needs. And in this case, I don't think that extra money spent would have made much difference for what this customer is going to use and need this bike for. So let me know what you think, and let me know what you want to see in the next video in the comments, and remember to like, subscribe. We've also got a Patreon page now and some exclusive contents going on that very soon. Cheers then, bye.